freedom struggle. I'm especially thankful to the guests from abroad for sparing their time and participating in today's webinar. I'm very thankful to Honorable Lieutenant General Ghulam Mustafa Saab, who is chairing today's session. Very thankful to Honorable Lord Nazir Ahmed Saab and Miss Victoria Schofield for joining us from UK. I'm also indebted to pay my thanks to Honorable Air Marshal Masood Akhtar Saab, Honorable Major General Dr. Shahid Ahmed Hashmat Saab, to Honorable Ambassador Ishtiaq Hussain Indrawi Saab, to Dr. Saifur Rahman Saab, and to Mr. Ahmed Qureshi Saab for sparing time and participating in this seminar. I would also like to thank uh, Sardar Masood Khan Saab, who has sent his special message for today's webinar. Ladies and gentlemen, 14th of August marks a historical day when Muslims of the Indo-Pak subcontinent got independence and our blessed country Pakistan came into being. It is a great blessing that we are celebrating the Independence Day and our freedom in a free country under its flag. Today, when we see the situation of Muslims in India, we realize once again the importance of this country, which became possible due to uncountable sacrifices rendered by our ancestors. It's known fact that the Indian society is divided into four classes, namely Brahmins, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, and Dalits. The Brahman's mentality discriminates all other classes and practice racial pride on its extreme, whereas Dalits are most oppressed class. Muslims of India face oppression even worse than Dalits. Therefore, the Indian society is scattered and there is chaos among the oppressed classes. There are few people who are shown as face saving by different parties. That particular segment is among a privileged class, and rest of Muslims are living a miserable life. Similarly, Muslims' historical sites and mosques are being demolished and temples are being built upon them. Muslim cultural heritage sites are under serious threat that are facing gradual elimination. Names of cities are being changed to eliminate Muslim identity in India. Therefore, it is the graciousness of the founders of Pakistan that they understood these moves on right time and got freedom. We all should be obliged to their efforts and to their sacrifices. Honorable guests, historically, since the inception of British rule and Dogra Raj, Kashmiri people are struggling for their rights and freedom. Kashmir's freedom struggle has a long history. However, 5th of August last year was a decisive movement in this history. In contrast to United Nations Security Council's resolutions and obligations under international law, India took unilateral steps to merge occupied Jammu and Kashmir. Scholars and human rights activists have long before voiced against the designs of demographic changes in Indian occupied Kashmir. Although the Article 370 and 35A were illegal in letter and spirit as Kashmiris never acceded to India. However, these articles provided somehow a cushion for Kashmiris to maintain their identity, and these two articles have been safeguarding the demographics in occupied Kashmir. Their revocation ended the special status of occupied Kashmir. Similarly, new domicile law has fueled anxiety among Kashmiris who were already facing restrictions imposed by Indian occupying forces. Scholars and leaders across the world, including United Nations experts, have criticized these Indian illegal actions. Kashmir has a long history of plight on the hands of Indian occupying forces, but from the last 1 year, a new dark chapter has been inflicted upon Kashmiris in terms of severe human rights violations in occupied Jammu and Kashmir. People are sieged under a curfew like situation from more than 1 year and deprived of basic necessities of life, including internet and communication. In the wake of COVID 19 lockdown situations across the globe, the world can better understand the difficulties and miseries faced by Kashmiri people for a very long time. Ladies and gentlemen, Pakistan has always stood for rights of Kashmiris and their right of self-determination as promised by numerous United Nations Security Council resolutions. On recent Indian actions, Pakistan has raised its voice at various international forums. Unfortunately, many international actors are reluctant to support the principal stance of Kashmiris due to their economic interests. Oppression cannot sustain for indefinite time and justice has to prevail. Pakistani nation stands with Kashmiris in their effort of freedom and on the occasion of Pakistan's Independence Day, we resolve again that the partition of India is still incomplete until and unless Kashmir issue is resolved as per people's aspirations. People of Kashmir expect decisive and collective response from all global institutions such as UN, UNCHR, OIC, European Union, Arab League, SCO, etc., etc., along with unilateral efforts of Kashmir and Pakistan, collective global efforts would create huge impact. With these words, I thank you all once again for joining us today's webinar on the invitation of Muslim Institute and look forward to an insightful discussion by our worthy panelists. Thank you once again.